One thing I like about the human mind is if you're going to embark on anything, one of the first questions you're going to ask yourself is it worth it? I remember starting out doing affirmations, reading all these things on positive thinking, and the results that they were promising that I could get from positive thinking. And of course, I went out and tried them. I couldn't see much changes immediately, of course, right? And I would ask myself, I began to ask myself, do affirmations work? Does this stuff work, or these people are just getting rich or selling me books um, about this thing and telling me that if I say to myself that I will become this, or I am this, or I am that, it will work, right? The short answer is yes, it does work. It does work. However, I know that you're not here for the short answer. You are here to hear why that works and why I'm saying that works and what's my evidence that it works. So let's get into that. So, first and foremost, why I say that positive affirmations work is because there is wide proof, even without doing any scientific experiments, by the way, that your mind responds to messages that you get, whether verbally or pictorially, but we're talking verbally here because we're talking about affirmations. If somebody says something that triggers you, or maybe that angers you, maybe they say something about somebody you love in a spiteful way, you might immediately become angry. You might immediately change your state and be triggered and be angry, and your heart rate might change immediately just from hearing those words. So it means that from the time those words entered your consciousness, even your biology knew what time it was. It created the hormones that are required for somebody to be in an angry state. Or if somebody tells you that you just won something, maybe you just won the lottery or something that you applied for, and you just see the message popping up at the top of your screen. Maybe you're looking at your phone, it gets into your Gmail that you've been approved. You can immediately get excited. It doesn't take time for the hormones that get you excited to jump into your bloodstream just by the flash of that message. So there is wide proof that whatever is said to you, whether you're saying it to yourself because you're the one who's always with yourself, so you're the most person who affirms things to yourself, even without verbalizing them by mouth. But even if it's said by other people, those things can have an immediate effect that can be seen. But that's just akin to if somebody takes some whiskey, undiluted, straight whiskey, right, and downs that whiskey, they can almost immediately, maybe not immediately sometimes, but in a few minutes' time, you can see that they're changing a bit. Their mind state is changing. They might start saying things that they wouldn't have said if they were sober. Meaning that the alcohol in their bloodstream is taking effect, right? And the same applies if they took any other substance, if they took magical mushrooms, perhaps, or if they took marijuana, perhaps, smoked marijuana, we would see almost an immediate change of state. But does that mean that if somebody drinks apple juice and then the health people, they say that apple juice is good for you with this, it's good for you with pimples, maybe with your skin, it's got antioxidants, it's good for you, maybe it's got vitamin this and vitamin that, this helps your brain, this helps you this. Does it mean that if you drank apple juice and you had some skin issues and the skin issues didn't go away immediately, does that mean that apple juice doesn't work? No, right? What we do know is that your continuous use of apple juice will most probably start to reveal itself over time. Because unlike, not every substance is a substance that if you take that substance, it manifests what it's doing to you immediately. Not even the whiskey. The whiskey, yes, it's got an immediate change of state of your mind. But we also know that subliminally, alcohol has got other effects that are going on gradually, some that may be detrimental to your health, right? They're not manifesting immediately. It's not like you take your first glass of whiskey and you've got liver cirrhosis. Okay, now if you take certain poisons, strong poisons, take them, you might die immediately or within 30 minutes. But then there's also certain things that will kill you, but slowly. So what I'm trying to compare this to is like words can also be the same. There are words that if they are said to you, you can get excited immediately. There are words that if they are said to you, you can get sad immediately. Maybe you've been told that you lost somebody that you love dearly. In essence, I'm saying that just as alcohol can hurt us gradually with its toxic effects sometimes, or a certain fruit or certain nutrients can be of service to us gradually, so can affirmations. They work the same. Another thing that I want us to notice that, again, using the same nutritional allegory, if you were doing bodybuilding and you were recommended to take certain proteins and take this food, that food, it's got these amino acids and this and that, that's fine, right? Those amino acids or those proteins are preparing for you to still go and work out. So that when you go and work out, there is going to be a combination of the efforts that you're doing to work out and what you're doing with your nutrition so that you have the right physique. It's a combination of the work, the outward work that you're going to do and the inward work. The same applies with affirmations. You're going to have to go and do the outward work. You're going to have to go and do, but the affirmations might help you in different areas. If you're going to be a salesperson, they might help you build your courage, because sometimes in sales you get rejection. But if you're a person who always affirms themselves that makes wires themselves not to fear rejection, it doesn't matter. You're going to the next sale. So that's what you've given yourself a battery from doing these affirmations. You've strengthened your longevity and your courage, whether it's in the dating game. And I encourage a lot of people, a lot of things that we're not able to do, it's because we don't have courage. You should always do affirmations, make your own affirmations sometimes for courage. I've got a couple of affirmations that I'm building up. I'm building up a repository on this channel, and you can also tap into those, but you can also make your own affirmations and do the things that you need to do. That said, like I concluded, affirmations do absolutely work, but you have to have realistic expectations. You have to know that they work like everything else, and they're going to become fruitful over time. So if you start doing affirmations this week, or if you continue with those affirmations over a long period of time and complement them even when you're still scared with the efforts that you need to be making toward your goals.